On the night of the 21st of August 2021, there was a huge rainfall in Yaoundé found in the Adamawa region of Cameroon, which led to great loss in property. In 2020, 160,000 people were affected by a flood in the far north region of Cameroon, not counting the massive amount of people displaced in the economic capital of Cameroon, Douala. That same year, the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies reported over 150 people dead and over 25,000 people displaced as a result of flooding in Nigeria, which began in September. In South Africa, flooding claimed the life of over 300 people in KwaZulu-Natal, as well as many other African countries. Rwanda, Kenya, Somalia, Burundi, Ethiopia, Uganda, DRC, Djibouti, Tanzania, Senegal were all affected by flood. Many other countries out of Africa have also been affected by flooding recently, including Brazil, Australia, Mexico, Belgium. And the common question asked is, what is the cause of this massive flooding and what is the solution? But what if I told you that you and I can do something about this? Some socio-political actors have attributed this problem to poor urbanization or lack of urban planning, the inexistence of drainage pathways, and the clogging of drainage pathways with plastic waste. However, scientific experts had predicted what is happening right now since before 1990. It's simply the result and greatest indication for climate change. To find the solution to this problem, let us see the source or cause of this issue of climate change. Energy is the fuel of life. The same way it's needed by plants to produce their food, is the same way it's needed by humans to power their electrical appliances. This energy can be gotten from renewable sources, which can be replenished or are non-exhaustive and sustainable, such as wind, hydropower, solar, geothermal, and biomass, or from non-renewable sources, which are sources that cannot be replenished or take a lot of time to be refilled after use. They are known as fossils, which are hydrocarbon-containing materials formed under the Earth's crust from the dead remains of plants and animals. These non-renewable sources include oil, coal, nuclear, natural gas, and petroleum. The burning of these fossil fuels to obtain energy from them, together with other human activities, are the causes of climate change. Human activities like transportation vehicles, landfills, industrial production, mining, release gases into the atmosphere. So watch out the next time you decide to burn your dirt at home. These gases include carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, which are known as greenhouse gases. These gases have two effects, one of which is the depletion of the ozone layer, which is a layer that protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation, respiratory diseases like asthma, and global warming, which causes climate change. But how do gases cause global warming? These gases absorb solar rays bouncing from the earth, creating a layer or a blanket effect that maintains the sun's heat in the earth's surface, which is called the greenhouse effect. This therefore causes a long-term increase in global temperature, known as global warming. This increase therefore causes a long-term shift in weather patterns, known as climate change. Climate change results in rising sea levels, wildfires, storms, heavy precipitations, and floods. Since the increase in temperature causes more water to evaporate from water bodies like seas, lakes, rivers, oceans, and more water is therefore contained in the atmosphere, which falls back as heavy rains. This is the problem, but what is the solution to this? We are not just here to outline problems, but propose sustainable solutions. The extraction and combustion of fossil fuels is responsible for over 40% of greenhouse emissions, and over 80% of energy in domestic use comes from fossil fuels. Therefore, a shift from fossil fuels to more renewable sources of energy will be of great impact in reducing the amount of greenhouse emissions. Among all the sources of renewable energy, the source that are proven to be easily available, easily set up, and economical is solar energy. Some criticisms on solar energy have arisen. stating that there are negative environmental impacts when solar panels are produced and when they are disposed. But however, a report from the National Renewable Energy Laboratory has shown that the complete amount of greenhouse gases produced per kilowatt hour of solar energy in a complete life cycle from production to disposition is 43 grams. Meanwhile, natural gas produces 486 grams of greenhouse emissions per kilowatt hour, and coal produces 1001 grams of greenhouse gases per kilowatt hour. Sir David King, the former UK chief scientific advisor, was therefore right when he called on the G20 countries to solve what he termed the world's greatest problem of climate change by developing low-cost solar energy. We decided to demonstrate the power in solar energy using 5 E's. 1. Eco-friendliness. Solar energy comes directly from the sun, which means no combustion of fossils to produce energy. 2. Environmental preservation. Nobody has to worry about future generations because the sun is simply non-exhaustive. 3. Ever-ready availability. Research has shown that the amount of sunlight produced by the sun in an hour can power the whole world for over a year. 4. Economy. The high initial installation cost of solar is often contested, but imagine never having to pay heavy electric bills on a regular basis. And 5. Ease of setup. Solar energy can be carried anywhere, on-grid or off-grid, rural area or urban area. The proliferation of solar energy has favored the production of sophisticated equipment, some of which are self-installed by the user. It is in this light that Toptad encourages Cameroonians to consider solar energy and its potential for a greener world.